the NDC in charge of operations. Moose, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much, my brother.
First of all, the EC says there were meetings that were had before this decision was announced to the public. Confirm to us that you were at the table and you agreed with the announcement as contained in the EC's press statement.
Well, so we, thank you and good evening to our cherished listeners. We in the NDC have always maintained that CI 127 is the only document that defines the processes leading to organization of election and declaration of results. Every single activity leading to collation and declaration are well, scripted in that law. For any situation to arise, the EC cannot manufacture a law outside CI 127, and that scanned, transmitted copies of documents that cannot be verified. Cannot be verified because each individual purported to have signed the document have come and have denied their signatures on those documents. We also do know that carbonated pink sheets are not allowed within CI 127 because all various political parties participate in election, and so when coalition is done, parties should be given copies of the same document that the Electoral Commission will rely on to declare results. That is not what we are talking about. So under the circumstances, we have always maintained that the parties should come back, sit together with the Commission, let's discuss and look actually within CI 127 and find a remedy. One of such remedies is that when you don't have a basis to declare, you go back and organize election. The NDC believes that our candidate, Rabina Obeng, is capable, competent, well fit for that purpose. We also believe that on the 7th December 2024, the people of Ablekuma North, based on the voting pattern, contemplated on making her their MP, as opposed to an individual who is only good at twerking of waste on campaign platforms and also have been alleged to be involved in visa racketeering. You can impose that candidate on a constituency, and that every single step advanced by the NPP right after December 7th, leading to the indiscriminate walkout by minority in parliament, to any action they have undertaken so far, is an indication that they want to illegally impose a misfit on the people of Ablekuma North. And so going back to that election, if you are a competent student and the examiner cancels results, you shouldn't be afraid going to rewrite. The NDC will go back to the people of Ablekuma North, plead with them in one accord, seek to lead them, and we believe that those 19 polling stations, they will vote to add up to the numbers. After all, Ablekuma North is one of the things NPP have sought to use the Electoral Commission to steal and to from the NDC. So we are only going back to do what the law requires us to do.
Okay. I'll come back and ask you if you are fully satisfied because your request was for 37 polling stations, but the rerun is in 19. I would come back to you if you could just indulge me. I want to hear from your colleague on the other side. Haruna Mohammed is also a Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. Haruna, I said that Mustapha is in charge of operations. I'm not sure. Which portfolio comes with your office?
They are appointed, they are not elected. They are.
Mustapha, what is your own? Their party constitution says they should be appointed.
Haruna didn't contest election. I contested election. He knows.
No problem. You are Deputy General Secretary. He is also Deputy General Secretary. What is your problem? Mustapha. Okay.
One is appointed, one is elected. I'm an executive Deputy General Secretary.
On your complimentary card, it says Deputy General Secretary. He too, his complimentary card is Deputy General Secretary. Prof. Haruna Mohammed, they call you Prof. By the way, are you a professor or is just a nickname? Because these days there.
Omar, thank you. I'm not an academic professor.
So it's a fake title.
Yes, it's a nickname. I was given the name from secondary school in the year 1999.
Okay, that's fine.
The one that gave me the Prof name is a lecturer now, offering his PhD. So I'm not an academic professor.
Very well. I just wanted to be sure. I don't want the institution. What's the name of the institution that goes up? GTech. I didn't want them to come after you. Do you have a specific assignment to your deputy general secretary position, or you're just a deputy general secretary?
The appointment as deputy general secretary. There is no specific direction as such, but the assignment that is giving you the work relates to whatever you do, but there's no specification. You are deputy general secretary.
Okay, I just wanted to understand. Very well. Let's go to the main issues now. You said you had won Ablekuma North parliamentary election, and that you are not going to take anything but victory in the name of your candidate. The EC says that's not going to happen. There will be a rerun in 19 polling stations. Were you at the meeting that this decision was arrived at?
Thank you very much, Umaru. I say good afternoon or good evening to your cherished viewers and those following you on social media. Our representatives were at the meeting, and I have to put it on record that there was no such agreement with the Electoral Commission, and that is very evident now in the release of the Electoral Commission that the political parties did not agree. Umaru, I've sent you a letter which is a response from the Electoral Commission to the New Patriotic Party addressed to the General Secretary. We wrote to the Commission on the 3rd of January requesting for Ablekuma North Constituency Parliamentary Election Results Coalition. We did so on the back of the court ruling that was made on the 4th of January, instructing the Electoral Commission to proceed to collate and declare the outstanding polling stations. When we did that, the Electoral Commission responded back to us on the 11th of June. And in the response to us, they indicated to us that, yes, indeed, that commitment to conclude the elections by the instructions of the court is something that they are looking up to conclude on those particular matters. In the letter, they indicated the count of results for the respective polling stations. And on the 5th of January, they did 17 polling stations. On the 5th of January, they did 13 polling stations, and on the 8th of January, they did 4 polling stations. So if you accumulate these 3 instances of collation, you get 34 polling stations. And these were officially declared and signed off by the Electoral Commission. So in effect, out of the 37, it was left with 3. So the Electoral Commission reported and responded back to us and told us the effort that they have made to complete, of which the Ghana Police Service, is not prepared enough to give them adequate security. They also told us in the letter the current status of which we also read and took notice of that. So they told us that, yes, they are ready to compile or collate the 3 polling stations that is left, because for us, we know that we have won that particular place, and that is why the NDC is conniving with the security to delay the count or the collation and declaration of the place. So the letter of the Electoral Commission that I've sent to you indicates clearly that they know clear in their mind that the NPP actually have the results of all the pink sheets. And the essence of political parties giving pink sheets at the polling station definitely is defined, because if the other parties or anything happens, you can rely on the political parties' pink sheets. So the NDC, through their hoodlums, destroyed pink sheets and even the ballot boxes, even at the point that in Ablekuma North, the school was burned down because the ballot boxes were located at the place. Again, on 29th of just last Friday, the Electoral Commission was at Parliament of Ghana, a place of record. And they did indicate that there is no any court injunction stopping them, because we had heard from the Minister of Interior and the Minister for National Security that there is an injunction that is placed at the Supreme Court. The Electoral Commission reported to Parliament, a place of record inside Parliament, that they were ready to proceed if security is provided them. And there is no any legal issue that is banning them from compiling and declaring that particular place. So you call the meeting, we don't know who coerced them, we don't know what is coming from their mind. Then they go ahead to come and tell us that this is what they have agreed, not us, because we have not agreed with them. This is a report that is coming from them. Umaru, you remember that your station had a cause to report on the 28th of December that EC to rerun elections in outstanding polling stations in Kwabenya. Again, on the 30th of December, same city newsroom, another portal. 30th December, you reported that EC's decision to rerun elections at Kwabenya polling stations. These are two headlines that they had given, and they had told you this is the same release that they had did was what had given you the cause to caption and to put it on your news portal. At the end of the day, did we run any elections in Kwabenya for the rest of the places? So, you see, the Electoral Commission, we don't know what they are up to. The NPP is not going to give up on this particular fight. We don't know. Officially, we don't know of any elections. The Electoral Commission's commitment to conclude their collation on the 3 polling stations is still something that is outstanding, and that is clear for us. The security should be provided, and that should be done.
Okay.
The General Secretary tomorrow will be doing a press conference at 10 a.m., and the NPP will speak to the people of Ghana on the issue of Ablekuma constituency.
Okay, so you say that you do not know about this and you do not endorse it, but the EC's statement says that the meeting that was held yesterday had representatives from the NDC and the NPP, and that it was a meeting following, which is a follow-up to an earlier meeting on Thursday, 12 June. Clearly, there was somebody from NPP who went for this meeting, because the position of the NPP has been captured by the press release. So is the position of the NDC. Are you sure some officer of yours did not go to this meeting and now you're turning around to claim?
No, I've confirmed to you that our officers went for the meeting, but our officers never agreed.
Okay. So you had a meeting, but you did not agree with this position.
We did not agree. And Imaru, if you can get your reporter for the Eastern region in Koforidua today, there is National Peace Council meeting, of which I am participating. The Electoral Commission indeed brought that matter up, and I, as a person, stood up and disputed that, and he could not able to tell the people, because he did not respond to that, because he knew that what I said is a fact. Okay. I told the National Peace Council, here, if you call your reporter, they were here this morning, I granted interview to City, that we did not agree, and he cannot report that National Peace Council. It is their decision. It is not. And I also pointed to the National Peace Council to verify our communications with them and their report to Parliament. Umaru, do you know the danger of what the Electoral Commission is doing if indeed they have actually going to go by what they are saying and the reports they gave to Parliament? You know, I am not a lawyer, but if you go to Parliament and lie to Parliament, the lawyers, I don't know how they call it. They call that particular crime. Is it perjury or I don't know. So I don't know whether the Electoral Commission is very well aware of the dangers in which they are going through. The NPP is not going to be cowed down to this particular instances. The law of this country must work, and that is why the General Secretary will speak tomorrow.
Now, the only issue though is that it appears, from what I'm gleaning from the statement, that there was a disagreement between the two parties, and that is why the EC made the pronouncement it made. And I'm going to read it for you. The EC says, after extensive deliberations, the Commission informed the political parties that it would proceed to rerun the elections in 19 out of the 37 polling stations. The Commission arrived at the decision to rerun the election in the underlisted polling stations because the 19 scanned polling station results used for the collation, though approved by the agents of both political parties, were not verified by the presiding officers responsible for those polling stations. It is instructive to note that the Commission was able to secure the presiding officer's verification and confirmation for 18 scanned polling station results. Agents of both parties also approved same. A rerun would therefore not be held in these polling stations. What the EC is saying in summary, and whether or not your side agreed, is that there is a challenge with the verification, the fact that you presented scanned pink sheets, and that is why they determined that they have to do the rerun. Are you suggesting tonight that you will not be part of the rerun?
As I speak to you, we have not recognized any rerun. And Umaru, if I deduce from the letter you have just also read, the Electoral Commission has implicated themselves. I have a response from the Electoral Commission on the 11th of June, and if you permit, I take this paragraph and read to you. As you may recall, 37 polling station results were outstanding for the completion of the collation process from the High Court directive on the 4th of January 2025. Out of the outstanding 37 polling stations results, the Commission has collated 17, 13, and 4 polling stations results on 5th, 6th, and 8th January 2025, respectively. A total of 37 polling stations results have been collated since the High Court directive. Currently, 3 polling stations results are outstanding for the completion of the collation process. This is Electoral Commission speaking on record. The same Electoral Commission went to the House of Parliament, a place of records, and spoke on the same content. So on what basis that Electoral Commission will even arrive at 19, not even 3, because they were very clear in their mind that all the processes that was done based on the other levels was not by people's opinion, was by their decision. And also, if you revert your mind back to the 2012 election petition and the ruling that was made on 2013, I believe that it is very clear that even the absence of the signature of the presiding officer, the presiding officer is only called to come and sign. But this is not the case that the presiding officer's signature is not even there. The political parties admitted that, yes, this is the thing sheet. We cannot allow somebody's vandalism and attitude to go and destroy electoral materials because everyone for people's rights to be subverted. Okay. I think that Ghanaians must rise up and fight against this particular culture.
Please indulge me. Let me hear from Mustapha now. Mustapha Gbande, so the NPP's position is that they were at the meeting yesterday, but they did not agree with this position, and so they do not recognize the position to rerun. Indeed, he has sent me a letter, and I'm going to read paragraph 2, the last 2 lines of paragraph 2 of that letter from the EC to him, or to the NPP, which says, a total of 34 polling station results have been collated since the High Court directive. Currently, 3 polling station results are outstanding for the completion of the collation process. How does 3 become 19? That's his question, and that's why they do not recognize the rerun. Mustapha? Hello, Mustapha? I think I have a difficulty with Mustapha Gbande. Mustapha Gbande, can you hear me, sir? All right, let me conclude with Haruna Mohammed. Now, Haruna, are you there, Mr. Mohammed?
I am there, Umar.
Fantastic. So, if the EC, which is the people who organize, they have the authority to organize the election, say this is the determination they have made, notwithstanding the earlier communication they gave to you, you would have to submit yourself to that, shouldn't you? Because I do know that IPAC is not law. I mean, is not okay. IPAC is advisory. If what you went to do was to advise the EC, and the EC said they will not listen to you, should you not play to the line and proceed?
Umaru, the EC has a role to play, but the role of EC also has legal limitations. On the matter of the instruction of the High Court, it was very definitive. So EC has so far complied with the directive. It's like with 3. They went to Parliament just last week and reported to Parliament that it's still there with 3. The same content they gave us is the same content and conclusions they gave to Parliament. So for us as a political party, we are not going to sit down and allow EC to just wake up and decide. And I bring you 2 instances of which EC had agreed to do a rerun of Dominic, and you know, and you can confirm that they didn't do it. How did they do it? But they issued the same statement as that they have issued. So we as a party will not relent in our effort. We will speak to the people of Ghana tomorrow through the General Secretary, and our position will be very clear on this matter.
So you are not going to injunct this, are you? And you are not going to take part either, are you?
The decision will be made tomorrow by the General Secretary.
Very well. Thank you so much. Haruna Mohammed is Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. Let me go back. I think I have Mustapha Gbande back on the line. Mr. Gbande, so I was saying to you earlier before we lost you that the EC wrote a letter to the NPP, in which letter, and it was just in June, acknowledging that there are 3 outstanding polling stations. The NPP holds the view that 3 polling stations should not become 19 all of a sudden, and to that extent, they do not recognize the rerun that is coming off. Can you explain how the decision was arrived at the meeting where instead of 3 polling stations, which the NPP agreed could be rerun, the decision went to 19.
Well, basically, I think that, one, I won't hold brief for the Electoral Commission. Neither are we going to become ourselves as a party the referee in this matter. We are participants in the next election. It's just been 6 months. We all went for an election. It's a remedial class. We in the NDC have confidence in our candidate. We believe in the people of Ablekuma. We believe that they are going to vote for our candidate, Rabina Obeng. And so we are not afraid of an election. As far as that election does not unduly suppress the MPP, as far as that election is within law, as far as that election is what is right, what is just, and what is reasonable, the NDC will always go into that election. It is better that way than going to use a criminally manufactured pink sheets transmitted, which does not find recourse with CI 127. We cannot rely on a law outside the CI 127. That would have been a clear conflict. The MPP
but your agents endorsed that. That's the position from the EC
our
too.
agents didn't endorse that. They forged signatures. People have come out to say that those are not their signatures. The MPP is aware. It was on television. The MPP knows that. And so all these cook and bull story from my colleague at the other side, they are going to organize demonstrations. They should organize demonstrations instead of a press conference. I believe that it's just a manifestation of, one, the weakness of the candidates they presented, because their candidate is an alleged visa racketeer. Two, if you compare the two candidates, Rabina and their candidate, our candidate manifests political pedigree and competence. Their candidate doesn't have. When we went for the December election, their candidate was only good at organizing jams and dancing and twerking her waist. Nothing more, nothing else.
Mustapha, can we slow down on the ad hominem attacks?
They don't have confidence on the candidate. Their party is disintegrated. The brand of their party is a hub for political fraudsters. Having aided President
Mustapha, you see, we are on the radio. No, we are on the radio broadcasting to the nation.
Let me just say this.
No, hold on. The brand you are talking about is a brand that has been registered under the laws of Ghana, and that brand has an object that has been registered with it. And to the extent that we all know what that is, I would be grateful if you do not continue to attack. You may sell your message, but by all means,
but I want to ask: is it not a fact that it is true that the 8 years of the NPP President Akufo-Addo-led regime was nothing but a setback of this country? That in that 8 years, Ghanaians saw nothing but affliction, Ghanaians saw nothing but destruction, Ghanaians saw nothing but pain.
Let's restrict ourselves to Ablekuma North, which is
that
really...
is what will manifest in Ablekuma North. That is why they are running away.
No problem.
They are incapable of winning any election.
No problem.
That is why they think that they will use press conference to attack an election that we are going. That they want to find excuse to withdraw.
Let me ask you
this.
They
are not capable of winning an election. Who will vote for the MPP?
Let me ask you this. You said the rerun should happen in 37 polling stations. The EC has reduced that to 19. Clearly, you haven't won this debate either.
I guess that the EC have told you that both parties did not agree with their position, but their position finds fidelity with law. And so I'm only saying whether it's 37, whether it is 19, the NDC will always be ready to participate in any legally organized election, any credibly organized election, any election that has transparent processes as the law dictates. We are ready. We will run with excuses. We are ready to go. If there's a by-election today, go for that by-election. Okay. Believing that the candidate that we have, the brand of our political party, the legacy, the good governance that we are championing today, building a solid foundation, should be enough to win us any election in this country. Okay. And so we will go and we will participate in that election. We won't run away.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. As Mustapha Gbande, he's Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress. Earlier, you had Haruna Mohammed,